What's up, Tyler?
Hello.
Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm okay. We are social distancing, but still making shit.
Yeah.
We have some
There,
things to talk about.
there is definitely more than 6 feet between us.
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple miles probably,
At least a few. So,
but the internet brings us all closer together.
exactly.
We are here to talk about the new album from Body Count titled Carnivore. This came out a couple weeks ago, and this is the follow up to 2017's Manslaughter, which was a fucking awesome album. Or no, 2017's Bloodlust. What
It's
am I saying?
bloodless.
Yeah,
What, Manslaughter was
Manslaughter.
2014?
Yeah, Manslaughter was 2014. That's my bad.
So every
Bloodlust.
every 3 years. All right. So
Yeah,
2023. Expect carnage. I don't
yeah,
know.
Carnage. Why not? Um, Bloodlust was an amazing album. I mean, Manslaughter's great, but Bloodlust had some fucking bangers on it.
Yeah,
Um,
that was probably the biggest shock of 2017 was how good
yeah,
that album ended up being. So,
yeah, it was really good, and so looking forward to new music from Body Count. If you don't know Body Count, they've been around for a little while now, and this is their seventh album. And Body Count features Ice-T on vocals. Um, their guitar player Ernie C's just the fucking bomb. And yeah, Ice-T in Body Count, they're so real, and they just you get what you get with them. And if you don't
uh-huh.
like it, don't listen to it. They don't give a fuck, and that's what's awesome about them. And what I like about them is they definitely wear their influences kind of on their sleeve, sort of thing. There's some thrashy goodness in here, some hardcore stuff going on sometimes, and it's very well done. So, also the album art for this one is just very
It's a little,
interesting.
it's a little weird. A
Yeah,
little weird.
yeah,
Very much so.
a little weird. But yeah, what did you think of Carnivore?
I'm gonna start off by saying I do really like this album. I don't think it's as good as Bloodlust,
Yeah, I don't
but
even.
I do think this is a really good album. I think that the issue is that Bloodlust was lightning in a bottle. It was the perfect album at the perfect time because that album. Not that this album isn't relevant. Not that the stuff that the social commentary and the social issues that you know Body Count and Ice-T bring up on this album aren't relevant. It's just that they're not what's in the world conscious. Like 2017, that was still right in the grips of, or right after the grips of, like, a lot of these shootings and Black Lives Matter and things like that. So that album was very timely and very boom about it. It kind of, again, captured lightning in a bottle. This album does a lot of the same stuff. It's just that, again, even though these things are still an issue, it's not what the world is talking about as much as not what you know America, we as like what the media is talking about. So you can consider that an issue. But I still think it's very good. I mean, the Carnivore opening track is heavy. Like, it just kind
Mhm.
of busts in. It's very heavy and very much the hardcore influence that you mentioned. A quick side note: this album has great fucking titles to their
Oh yeah,
songs.
oh yeah,
Like especially my favorite, Bum Rush, which is a great
yes.
song. I fucking love that song. There's another cover on this album. I guess Ice-T usually does, or Body Count usually does covers. With Manslaughter, they did Institutionalized. Last time they did Raining Blood, and then this time they do Ace of Spades, which is a perfect cover for them, I
Oh,
think.
oh yeah, it's a very well done cover.
Like, I heard it and I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then also, much like their last album, which had Dave Mustaine was on there,
Max
Max
Cavalera.
Cavalera, was it Chuck Chuck? No, Chuck Blair.
No,
No,
it was
no,
Randy Bly from
Randy Bly was
Lamb
on.
of God.
That's who it was. And this album's got Riley Gale from Power Trip, which is one I wouldn't necessarily think of. But that's cool. On
Mhm.
the point the finger, it's got Jamie Josta, which does make a lot of sense. And then probably the most out there ones, I got Amy Lee for the song "When I'm Gone," which is, I feel like that song is an attempt to kind of be like and This Is Why We Ride. Well, no, Why We Ride from their last album, sort of. That album is a little weird. I don't know if I like it or not. Just the dichotomy of Ice-T's vocals versus Amy Lee's vocals. It doesn't necessarily jive perfectly with me, but like there's just a lot of really good tracks in here. Point the Finger is really good. Another Level is great. I really like Another Level. They also have 2 just body count renditions of Ice-T classics and Colors and 6 in the Morning, which I think is very cool. I mean, Body Count is doing what Body Count does best, and that's just being an in-your-face metal band that also has that rap influence in there, which you don't see, which is nice. They're definitely, despite maybe borrowing their sound from a lot of not unique places, they're probably one of the more unique bands out there in terms of what they write about and the structure of their songs. Like, they go from from Carnivore, which is straight hardcore, to Bum Rush and Point the Finger, which are a lot thrashier, which is the range that Body Count has in their songs is great. And kind of like you said, they're real. You know what I mean? When Ice-T sings or raps or whatever you want to call it about going to jail and being a drug dealer and killing a guy, well, he did that. So, he went to prison for armed robbery. So, I mean,
yeah,
it don't get more real than that. But it's a very good album. I maybe it doesn't stick with me as much as Bloodlust, but I think there's not necessarily a out and out bad track on this album, but it's a good album. I really like it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's really a bad track on this album either. And for the most part, I as well don't like it as much as Bloodlust. But that's just because Bloodlust was so fucking good. And to me, I think there's just some incredibly heavy stuff on here. You mentioned Carnivore. Bum Rush is really fucking in your face. I love that a lot. But to me, there's a couple tracks towards the end that are just so fucking hard, especially lyrically. And I feel like No Remorse is one of the hardest songs I've heard in a long time. Like, to the point where I'm like, damn, Ice-T is fucking pissed off. If you're starving, I wouldn't even give you shit to eat, and I just want to see you fucking die. Yeah, holy crap, this song is so fucking heavy and so hard lyrically, and it's interesting to listen to. But then my personal favorite song on here is The Critical Breakdown.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That song is so fucking cool. And I love kind of just the gang vocals and the way Ice-T during the chorus says, the critical beat down. Oh, man, it's so good. And then, the lead guitar during that chorus just adds to it. It's just, that song is so fucking fun to listen to. But then I love, The Hate Is Real is also another pretty interesting song lyrically, and to me has a very much a Slayer vibe to it on guitars during the chorus.
I can see that.
Which is pretty cool. So those songs I feel really stand out a lot. I kind of agree with you with When I'm Gone. I don't mind it, but it is an interesting combo. To me, that song's just super repetitive.
Yeah.
But I love the message of it. And that's the thing about, Ice-T is, just very real, down-to-earth lyrics and a message. And that song, I really love the message of that track. And then, you have Point the Finger, which is very just, once again, having another good message, and Riley Gale sounds very good on that track too. I think that's an interesting combo. So Another Level with Jamie Josta, from what I heard listening to the Josta show, is that Jamie Josta wrote that song for his solo album and wanted Ice-T to sing on it. But then Ice-T was like, what if we put it on our album and you guest on it? So I think that's kind of how that all came together. I think
that's cool.
I think it works out probably for the better, because I kind of can't picture it the other way around.
I can. I can't see Jamie Josta taking the point on that album and then having Ice-T kind of. Ice-T is not like a he's not a guest appearance kind of guy.
Yeah, he's the main event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah, it's a good album. I like listening to these guys. And, you know, I think they just bring the heat. And there's some fucking awesome riffs, awesome. I do feel like this album is a lot just heavier than Bloodlust, potentially, in terms of some of the guitar riffs are just feel a little bit chunkier and in your face sort of thing. So, yeah, that's about it. You got anything else?
No, that's about all I got.
What would you give this?
I'd give this an 8 out of 10. I think it deserves an 8.
I agree. I think it's a solid album for sure. So let us know what you think of Carnivore from Body Count. Thanks for watching. See you later.